All right, welcome everybody back to the Optimize channel. Today we have Jessica here who just joined the team as head of training here at Optimize. We're going to jump in and talk about record templates and templating tasks in Smartsheets versus Airtable. Jessica, if you want to give a quick intro to a little bit of your experience specifically with Smartsheets and now with Airtable.
Sure. So, like Ben said, I am the director of training. I just joined Optimize about a month ago. I came from a big corporation, over 10,000 people. My specific team, there was about 10 to 15 people. Um, Use Smartsheet. Initially, when I first started on the team, we were migrating to Airtable. I did get a good feel of the differences and the key differences and honestly the pain points, and went through the pain points of the migration. So if you didn't hear my pain points, please check out the other video that we went through the pain points I had there. Um, so yeah, do you want me to jump right into what it looked like
Yeah.
in Smartsheet?
So I think when we were talking about the pain points, one of them specifically was this concept of record templates. And
Yeah.
there was a specific way where you tried to do that in Smartsheets. And actually, could you describe exactly what record templates are for those who are not sure?
Yeah, so record templates, and I'm going to give you kind of like an overview of like what. So we use Smartsheet and Airtable for a project management system. And the way that our team worked is we had very specific projects, meaning that if it was project A, we had these 10 tasks that were associated with it. And we have project B, we had these 11 tasks that were associated with it, right? So if it was a project type A, it was always these tasks. It was project type B, it was always these tasks. And the way that the tasks worked was that they were always dependent on the task before it. It was like one, then two, like couldn't be done in parallel, had to be done right after. Um, so within record templates of Airtable, so I'll switch to Airtable for a second before I go into like our pain points in Smartsheet.
Mm-hmm.
You can create a record template in Airtable that says, if I create this project that has this title to it or this type, right? So say it was project A, what Airtable will do is automatically add all of those tasks. You can make it so that it's codependent. You can make it who it's assigned to. You can put in how many working days, right? So like if I say the project starts today, in 10 days I want tasks 1 done. And then in 10 days from there, like you can add all of those details, right? If you were to go in and change one of the dates, it will automatically change the rest of the dates based on those like working days. So it's really nice when you're doing the same project and tasks over and over again. And the training team that I was on, that's what we did, right? So like if someone requests a project A, we can have had 20 project days going at the same time. All of them are going to have the same tasks associated. So that's a kind of background on record templates. Did I miss anything there from an Airtable standpoint?
I think that's like a good overview, like what they are in each tool, basically.
Yeah.
So how did you try to do those in Smartsheets? Like how could you like we love this Airtable functionality. How did that work in Smartsheets?
So in Smartsheet, there was nothing like record template. So in the other videos, we talked about Smartsheet is a glorified Excel. So it was rows and columns and everything on one. So if you think about it, we had a project header, and then underneath you had the tasks, right? That you could collapse and they'd all go
Mm-hmm.
away. The problem was there was no way to add a project and add those tasks automatically. So what we did on the top of our spreadsheet, right? So like the first like 40 rows of our spreadsheet
Mm-hmm.
were templates. So if we had project A, we'd take a project A template, copy it, paste it, change all of the titles, right? Because you have to change all of that, and then insert the dates manually. Now, also remember, like one of our pain points that we talked about is like within record templates, you're able to change the date and it will automatically change everything else. Like there
Yeah.
is no relationship in Smartsheet that did that. So
Mm.
it was like if one task was being pushed back because we're waiting on information, whatever the scenario is, right? We had to go in and manually do that every single
Yeah.
time.
So I'm picturing like I think in Airtable it's like a Gantt view or a timeline view in the interfaces
Yeah.
where it shows like kind of like a critical path and like the
Yeah.
dates can move. In Smartsheets, that kind of date functionality is not possible.
No,
Dang.
no,
Well, plus
no.
one
It
for
was it
Airtable.
was a manual. Like if one date needed to move, remember there's 10 tasks, right? So if date one
Mm-hmm.
needed to move, you had to like And then here's the thing too, then you have to go back to the template to look at, okay, this task is supposed to take the trainer 4 days. So like, okay, so
Yep.
if this moves to this, then we have to count 4 business days. Whereas in Airtable, you didn't have to. You moved the task and it moved everything else for you. Right. So
Mhm.
like it was just a lot of manual work that we had to do, or the team had to do, that could have been spent doing other things.
And then when you moved to Airtable, they were just able to spend that time doing other things.
Yeah. We were able to take on more projects. We were like, everything was streamlined, right? So like if we had project A, we clicked project A, the record template changed, right? Like
Yep.
if we changed this date, everything changed. If we added this note, actually one thing also to note is like if you skipped one of those tasks, so say you had 10 tasks and you skipped task 5,
Hmm.
the way that we set it up in Airtable, that is if you skipped it, it will take like the dates from 4, right? Because if you're skipping that, the dependent task becomes the one above it. Whereas in Smartsheet, again, a manual process that we had to like go in and figure out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Plus 3 for Airtable now. I've counted at least 3 pluses.
for sure. At
Um,
least, yeah,
if you want to get like, I would say like the full breakdown of what we went through on why you may choose Airtable versus Smartsheets. And again, Jessica has used both of them in her previous role. There's a video here in the end screen where you can go click on that and you can see we went through, I think there's like 5 or 6 different things where we went through. Here's some of the differences that you should keep in mind if you're debating on migrating from a Smartsheets to Airtable.
yeah,
Or if you're considering going from Airtable to Smartsheets, things that you would lose out on and things that you'd be restricted by. So go check out the video here in the end screen and you can learn all about Smartsheets versus Airtable.